we understand that we know how to take a phone call, but we also have to take a phone call the way you want it.
It's time for bookkeeping, beer, and BS. One of the goals we had at Blue Skies was to try to get customer discounts, like customer service related discounts, down to a certain number. But we also felt like if it was zero, we were probably, to your point, like if your call is too short or too long, you probably have a problem. And if your customer service discounts are either like too low or too high, you probably have a problem. Like you're probably not taking care of people the right way. So we actually had to do some really think about our process when a customer called to complain. Do we just give them money? We want to do a redo if we can, but some customers are not interested in having you come back out, right? Do you at Jill's office do you guys give discounts, or if somebody's if somebody calls with a complaint, what are your boundaries to deal with that complaint? Is it on a client basis, depending on the business, or do you just say, hey, we're not in a position to give money back?
So here's the thing, we understand that we deal with your schedule, and a lot of times that affects your bottom line. We understand that. But I also think we do understand that we are human and we will probably make a mistake. Because if people say that they're not going to make a mistake, even the person sitting in your office will make a mistake.
Oh yeah.
So to say that is so a lot of the times we'll try to work with it. If it's to the point where it's oh my gosh, this was a ridiculous mistake. A lot of times, within reason, we'll cover that to a point. So if it's hey, you know what, our Jill totally screwed up. You lost a $200 sale. I'm not saying we do this every time. It's definitely per case basis. We'll investigate it, and if it's we made an outrageous error, then I usually will cover that, But at the same time, if it's hey, you know what, we made a mistake, we apologize. Let's get it fixed. Let's do this. Let's move on. Let's try to get this worked out. You have to work with this. It's when you hire Jill's office, you have to realize that you are hiring a group of people to answer your calls. And we understand that we know how to take a phone call, but we also have to take a phone call the way you want it. So we have to work together for a little bit to make it work. Because at first you're going to be well, you're doing it wrong. You're saying this wrong, but it's okay, well, if we are, then let's fix it. Don't blow up on our face. Let's resolve it. Let's keep taking your calls. Let's work through this. And to the point after that, you're going to be happy. I promise you, because we just have to work through some of those kinks.
Yep. Now, if your client's customer calls and wants a discount, are you kind of hey, sorry, that's not a decision we can make. We're going to have to let Rob handle that.
We never handle that. Don't touch customers' money.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, that'd be beyond. Then we'd be having that conversation on, dude, why did you promise them that?
Yeah.
And that's where, know your role, know what you can and cannot do. And that's always important to keep that in mind. Yeah.
That's a sticky one. I hate discounts. Yeah. It's I really hate the ones where they won't let you come back out and look at something. It's no, I'm pretty sure you're just effing with me and you're trying to get me to do free stuff for you.
Yeah.
I kind of tell.